over the past few years as the number of mass shootings in America has risen and risen and risen and risen still further. The response to mass shootings has gotten stuck between the gears somehow. Our public officials roar and they gnash their teeth, but nothing ever catches. Policy doesn't change. One of the questions being asked now, after this particular spate of mass shootings, is whether that stasis will still hold even now, even as this crisis takes on a frightening new form.
It happened again this weekend. And then again. Where else in the Western world do these shootings happen with such numbing regularity? The answer is nowhere.
This is also a mental illness problem. These are really people that are very, very seriously mentally ill.
The mental illness argument is a convenient retreat, but it's not like other countries are free from mental illness, or violent video games, or disaffected youth, or any of the other proxies we blame after every new mass shooting. It's only in America where the combination of a young man and a loaded gun have led to so many tragedies, so many dead.
Just another day in the United States of America.
When there is an attack by an Islamic extremist, we have no problem calling that terrorism. The American war on terror has identified a very specific enemy. In this case, the shooter in El Paso was on a different kind of terrorist mission. This was homegrown domestic terrorism, the targeted murder of immigrants and Latinos to try to spread the ideology and the aims of white nationalism.
This is disgusting, intolerable. It's not Texan.
White nationalism is an American terrorist movement as old as the Klan, as old as slavery, as old as the nation. But now, unfettered online and with an increasing reach into far-right politics, its modern spread is a current and violent American crisis.
The majority of the domestic terrorism cases that we've investigated are motivated by some version of what you might call white supremacist violence.
On the day of the attack in El Paso, the gunman posted a 2,000-word diatribe online, railing about his fears for the white race and his hatred of immigrants, his desire to target Hispanics. He said he drew inspiration from an attack against Muslims in New Zealand that killed 51 people, and from racist anti-immigrant arguments that white nationalists have been circulating online for years. Just 20 minutes after posting that online screed, that gunman killed 22 people in a Walmart in El Paso. It was the worst terrorist attacks specifically targeting the Latino community in modern American history. The survivors' families in El Paso and the survivors' families in Dayton, which was attacked just 14 hours later, have struggled to follow the same tragic script that so many other families have by remembering the victims.
Like say shalom, giving all praises to Yahawashi. Also give a double honor to the elders of GMS, honor to the Akim, and peace and blessings to you brothers and sisters that listen, hopeful elects, call Allah Yahawah Yahushua. And you see, we seen this week, all glory to Yahawashi, the two mass shootings, man, in El Paso and Dayton, Ohio, right? And as shown in the news clip, white nationalism, man. Pretty much they saying the biggest terrorist threats is, domestic terrorism is the biggest threat in this country at this point, man. And we already know where this is going, man. We already know where this is going because they blaming the social media and they blaming the internet. And we know, I'm going to do another video on that through the spirit, Yahweh Shem Shah, or the one Ratazah, is going to somehow tie to us, man, because we're already on that Project Megiddo list, all right, and it's going to cause to them militarizing everything, and they already started monitoring the internet, man, okay? You see, we already know where this is going, but as they show in that clip, it's saying that white nationalism terror threats is on the rise. First of all, white nationalism, Edomite supremacy, white supremacy, has always been the source of the world's problems, man. And that never changed, man. Okay? To show you that these Edomites, man, they have a perfect hatred for you Israelites, man. And we know a lot of these are, set up. A lot of these attacks are staged. We understand that, man. But this hatred is very real, man. Okay, and there's gonna be more mass shootings. Okay, matter of fact, there's an article I want to read as well. Matter of fact, let me see if I read that article right now. Matter of fact, there was even a scare in Times Square last night. People thought it was a mass shooting, and it was just a motorcycle backfiring. See, but this is the stage. This is the time that we're living in right now. You see, terror is gonna make people afraid on every side, and that's exactly what the elite want, because they're gonna bring in what? The military, martial law, man. You see, we already know those who have eyes that can see. We're circumspect to these things, man. Yahawashi already told us in the scriptures, man. Now, this is an article called from the Atlantic. It says a reform white nationalist. So I guess he's no longer racist. Give me a freaking break, man. It says the worst is yet to come, which he's right about that. Christian Pialoni discusses the mainstreaming of white nationalism, what it takes to de-radicalize far-right extremists, and why the problem is metastasizing. All right, it's getting bigger. It's going to get worse. That's the warning of the former violent extremist Christian Pellegrino, who joined a neo-Nazi movement 30 years ago and now has tried to get people out of them. White supremacist terrorists, the ones who have dozens dead in attacks in Pittsburgh, New Zealand, El Paso, Texas in recent months, aren't just trying to outdo one another, he told us. They're trying to outdo Timothy McVeigh and the government terrorists who blew up an Oklahoma City building and killed more than 100 people in 1995. Let me go on down. He said, and they said, and the shooter, let me jump to some parts. On Saturday morning in El Paso, a gunman shot and killed 22 people. We understand that. We jump down to his manifesto. And the shooter, according to an online manifesto, authorities attributed to the suspect, saw himself fighting an Hispanic invasion as he gunned them down. So he was getting threatened because he's seen a lot of Hispanics, the Northern Kingdom, they're starting to invade the country. All right? And a lot of people are blaming Trump for that and his policies. Of course, that's true, man, because these ICE agents, that's mainly who they're targeting, is Hispanics, man. And Hispanics are not the quote-unquote the only illegal immigrants in the country, man. You got all kind of people from Europe, especially China as well, come over here illegally. But Esau just has that perfect hatred towards us, man. And above all, Esau is a real illegal immigrant because he stole everything. He invaded all countries. He toppled governments, set up puppet leaders, steal people's resources, enslave people, man, physically and financially, man. Okay, what you people are experiencing now with this this pandemonium that you people are experiencing is what happened in other countries, man, when America invade them. You see, your chickens are coming home to roost. All right, Babylon gonna pay on every level. See, so let me see. Oh yeah, let me finish this article. He said, there's something else I want to bring out in this article. But this guy said, well, I'm going to read that part after. He said, that shooting along with another one hours later, in which an attacker killed 9 people over 30 seconds in Dayton, Ohio, which there was rumors that I think his own sister got killed, and they said he was upset because of his sister was dating a black man. You see? Yeah, because Esau is losing his power, man. Okay, all you guys are pedophiles and you guys are homosexuals, man. You see? And they said laws that have become a grim ritual after such events. Let me jump on down to what this guy said. And this is what he said, this guy who was a reformed nationalist. I knew people in powerful positions in politics and law enforcement who were secretly white nationalists, I think we'd be stupid and selfish to think that we don't have those in the truck driving industry. He said, he spoke with us yesterday about the mainstreaming of white nationalism and what it takes to de-radicalize far-right extremists and why the problem. Yeah, so, like I said, man, white nationalism is just not this neo-Nazi and this whole KKK. Listen, America itself, like showed in that video, is deeply rooted in white nationalism, man. Okay? And you devils are not white, you're red, you're Edomites. You see? And this is a wake-up call for you Israelites, man, because we've been telling you that these Edomites don't like you, man. Okay? That goes back to the beginning. That enmity or that hatred goes back to the beginning. I'm going to read a couple of precepts. All right? Because this is what we've been saying for the longest. Because there is going to be a race war in this society, man. Okay? And Yahawashi is the one that's orchestrating it. All right, now let's read after our forefather Jacob got the blessing. Esau came in thereafter, and we're gonna read after. We're gonna read right now. Genesis 27:32. And Isaac, his father, said unto him, Who art thou? And he said, I am thy son, thy firstborn Esau. And Isaac trembled very exceedingly and said, Who? Where is he that hath taken venison and brought it with me, and have eaten of all before thou camest, and have blessed him? Yea, he shall be blessed. See, because our forefather Jacob got the main blessing, okay? Which is pretty much the kingdom of the Most High. All nations going to have to bow down to the Israelites forever, man. All right? Starting with our big brother Yahawashi on down. That's the blessing. The blessing is the kingdom, man. Okay? Power and dominion forever. Okay, so when Esau found out he lost that, he lost his mind. We're going to read right now. Now, when Esau heard the words of his father, he cried with a great and exceedingly bitter cry. So he was crying, boy. Scripture says it was a bitter cry, man. Okay, it was snot everywhere. He was in pain, man. And said unto his father, Bless me, even me also, O my father. So show you Edomites, which these Edomites, they're crying right now. See, but they can't deal with situations spiritually. They got to go pick up a gun and mass shoot hundreds of people, man. Because they spiritually and mentally weak, man. That's why I don't know how your guys going to go through 1,000 years of slavery, man. Because you're going to be disarmed in the kingdom, man. You're going to lose your power, and you're going to go back to that base-like state. All right? But anyway, let's read. It says, And when Esau heard the words of his father, he cried with a great and exceeding bitter cry, and said unto his father, Bless me, even me also, O my father. And he said, Thy brother came in with subtlety, and have taken away thy blessing. And he said, Is he not rightly called Jacob, or Yahawah? For ye have supplanted me these 2 times. He took away my birthright, and behold, now he taken away my blessing. And he said, Hast thou not reserved a blessing for me? And Isaac answered, said unto Esau, Behold, I have made him thy Lord, and all his brethren have I given to him for servants, and with corn and wine have I sustained him. And what shall I do now unto thee, my son? Like, what I'm going to give you, man? You see? Because Jacob got the main blessing. And Esau said unto his father, Hast thou but one blessing? So he's pleading with his father. You know, you don't got a bone to throw at me, something. Bless me, even me also, my father. And Esau lifted up his voice and wept. He was crying, man. All right? And this is going to happen to y'all in the kingdom. This is what y'all doing right now. Y'all crying out, man. And y'all crying out with y'all blessing. And we're going to read what your blessing is. And Isaac his father answered and said unto him, Behold, thy dwelling shall be the fatness of the earth, and the dew of heaven from above. Y'all going to inherit everything as well. But by the sword shalt thou live. You guys got it through violence, man. Rape, robbery, and murder. You see? That's y'all gift, man. The sword, man. By the sword shalt thou live. All right? And it shall come to pass, when thou shalt have dominion, thou shalt break his yoke from off thy neck. All right? And Esau hated Jacob. It's a point I want to bring after this. And Esau hated Jacob because of the blessing wherewith his father blessed him. And Esau said in his heart or his mind, the days of mourning for my father are at hand. Then I will slay my brother Jacob. And this is the spirit that he's in right now. Okay? They want to kill y'all, man. All right? And mainly, this is the punishment for 2/3 of our people, man. Matter of fact, let me get Isaiah chapter 10, verse 5. Because while you Jakes gun each other down in the ghetto, just like in Chicago, they had how many shootings this weekend? Your enemy's plotting on you, man. All right? That's what scripture says. Isaiah chapter 10, verse 5. O Assyrian, which is talking about Esau now, the rod of mine anger and the staff in their hand is my indignation, man. That sword in his hand is what? Is the wrath of Yahawashi. He was not given the sword in vain. Okay, that's his gift. That's his blessing. And like King David says, Psalm 17:13, he said, arise, O Yahawashi, disappoint him, cast him down, deliver my soul from the wicked, Esau, Malachi, the 1st chapter, which is thy sword. So that is the sword of the Lord on the left hand, man. Esau, man. Okay? And he's clamping down on 2/3 of you, man. So these white nationalists, that's not the problem, man. Okay? That's not the only problem you got to worry about, man. Esau himself, through his martial law and his other troops, they're going to invade the ghetto as well. Okay? Wherever our people are dwelling at. Because this is where this is leading to. Okay, this is all a part of Esau's plan, man, to come after these so-called domestic terrorist groups, of which we are part of it. Okay, I'm going to try to do a video on that, Lord willing. Okay, and then he's going to shut down the internet, bring more terrorist attacks, and blame it on domestic terrorists. And guess what? He's going to bring forth his martial law. And that's going to be Jacob's trouble, Jeremiah the 30th chapter. Okay? But this is what Yahawashi said about us. You know, I'm not going to make this long. Just get straight to the point. Okay, Jeremiah chapter 51. This is talking about the elect. We know the enemy going to come in as a flood. But this is what Yahawashi is going to do, man. Jeremiah 51 verse 19. The portion of Jacob is not like them, for he is the form of all things. And Israel is a rod of his inheritance. Yahawashi of hosts is his name. Thou art my battle axe and weapons of war. This is going into what? The house of David, man. Okay? So anything they got us cornered and they lock us up and throw us in their detention camps, the Most High gonna raise up a standard, man. Okay? For with thee, with you, will I break in pieces the nations, and with thee will I destroy kingdoms, man. And Lord willing, we are part of it, man. And with thee will I break in pieces the horse and his rider, which is who? Esau right now. Okay, that's why Solomon said, I've seen servants upon horses. They're in the power seat. And with thee will I break in pieces the chariot and his rider. Thee also will I break in pieces man and woman. And with thee will I break in pieces old and young. And with thee, the house of David, will I break in pieces the young man and the maid. And I will break in pieces with thee the shepherd and his flock, these false preachers. And with thee will I break in pieces the husbandman and his yoke of oxen. And with thee will I break in pieces captains and rulers, man. Okay? Every branch in military gonna get broken, man. So ultimately, man, the counsel of the wicked is going to fail, man. Alright? On every level, man. From your government powers to these other white nationalist groups, to just like the scripture says, the man and woman. Alright? All you Edomites going down. It says, and I will rend unto Babylon, America, and to all the inhabitants of Chaldea, all their evil that they have done in Zion. So all the things that you're doing right now, okay, just just like you had in Texas, man, where they locked that Jake up and they had I believe a leash around his neck, man. You see? So the Most High said he gonna render what? And read it again. And I will rend unto Babylon and to all the inhabitants in Chaldea all the evil that they have done in Zion in your sight, said Yahawashi. So we gonna see it, man. We gonna see this place go up in flames, and we gonna see our enemies what? Go down. That's why Sirach said this. Let me close it out with this. Let me see if I can find it. Sirach chapter 25. Verse 2. No. Ecclesiastes 25:7. It says, "There be 9 things which I have judged in my heart to be happy, and the 10th will I utter with my tongue. A man that have joy of his children, and he that liveth to see the fall of his enemy." Man. So we're going to live to see, Lord willing, the fall of our enemy, man. All right? So that, Messiah, giving all praise, Yahawashi Shalom.